Welcome back to New Lucid. Today we'll be taking a look at the Hanami Dango switches, a linear and tactile duo by Chosfox. These are not long poles, which is a really nice change of pace. So let's see how these compare to modern and popular offerings. First, the specs. Pink Hanami Dangos are linears, and green Hanami Dangos are tactiles. Both have full nylon housings and palm stems. Pink Hanami Dangos have an extended spring with a 60-gram bottom out, and green Hanami Dangos also have an extended spring, but with a 67-gram bottom out. Both are factory lubed. These switches utilize a custom mold with Chosfox printed on the top housing, and also include these detachable LED diffusers. Finally, both pink and green Hanami Dangos will run you 50 cents a piece. Let's take a listen. So let's start with pink Hanami Dangos. These are on the slightly higher pitched end compared to DDs. Both have quite a bit of leaf noise, which is my big gripe with the sound here. They really need to update the factory looping to account for this. However, the volume is super loud, louder than both DDs and Alpacas, and this is helping cover up the leaf noise a bit. The sound profile of this switch is great if you're going for a snappy spray paint can shaking type sound, and I particularly like this switch in the mode Envoy with a carbon fiber plate. Quite a few switches in my batch had a pretty bad plasticky clicking noise upon bottoming and topping out. I suspect this had something to do with the housing wobble, and most of it is. Keep in mind these switches are made in custom molds, which should result in some significant difference in these kinds of tolerances compared to standard switches like JWKs. Filming this switch helped with the bottom out clicking, but not so much the top out. And filming overall is very difficult as the LED diffuser gets in the way. You need to remove it to film these switches at all, which wastes time. Surprisingly, while testing this, I realized that the LED diffuser is changing the sound signature a lot. Taking it out makes the switch a lot higher pitched, so it's nice to know that you unintentionally get the choice to change the sound profile. Knowing this, I wish you could film the switch with the LED diffuser in to retain that deeper sound. Just like pink Hanami Dangos, this happens with the green ones as well. Keep in mind I'm only going to talk about the switch sound with the diffuser in from now on, as that's how they come when you buy them. Green Hanami Dangos end up higher pitched than Holy Bobas. They're significantly different from both Holy Bobas and pink Hanami Dangos in that green Hanami Dangos have a much quieter topping out than bottoming out. Both Holy Bobas and pink Dangos have a pretty similar bottoming and topping out volume. Additionally, both pink and green Hanami Dangos have a bit of audible spring pain. As for feel, pink Hanami Dangos are super satisfyingly snappy. They're snappier than DDs, which are long poles, and DDs actually feel a bit sluggish in comparison to pink Hanami Dangos. I suspect this is because of the extended spring. Bottoming out on pink Hanami Dangos ends up feeling really substantial because of the travel distance compared to long poles, and the material mix is probably helping accentuate the sharpness here. Pink Hanami Dangos end up ever so slightly scratchier than stock DDs, and much smoother than stock Alpacas, as Alpacas have kind of fallen out of line with modern standards. Green Hanami Dangos have a pretty similar bump to Holy Bobas. There's no pre-travel, and it takes up around 3/4 of the total travel distance. However, it's actually stronger, and can definitely end up feeling fatiguing after a while of use. Based on their sound and feel, I'd say green Hanami Dangos are less in need of tuning than pink Hanami Dangos, and overall sound less plasticky. Although this is not to say they don't suffer from similar leaf noise issues, and would benefit from some extra tuning. Pink Hanami Dangos have no shortage of stem wobble. Overall, they're not really consolidated, which is another problem with this switch. It could be better in order to meet modern standards, as some of my Alpacas even perform better in this test than Hanami Dangos. Green Hanami Dangos have similar tolerances, but it matters less because they're tactile, and the huge bump distracts from most imperfections with the sound and feel. This is one of the rare cases where I think the factory looping isn't actually enough. It's pretty consistent, which is good, but the sound profile indicates that the switch should benefit from more. When we crack one open and take a look, it seems like the lube is oil based, and I think switching to something thicker would be better for the sound. especially with the linear pink Hanami Dangos. More and more switches are popping up around this 50-cent price point, making the whole space more competitive. I'm finding myself having to be more and more nitpicky in my reviews as well, as differences between offerings are starting to get harder to spot. It seems that after the long pull trend, extended springs are becoming more popular as the new change in order to make even more snappy and strong feeling bottom mounts. What's definitely the surprise here is how snappy Hanami Dangos end up feeling without being long pulls. So if you want the sound and snappy feel of a long pull with the travel distance of a normal pull, look no further than the Chosfox Hanami Dangos.